Yeah, you're checking out Blog It Up Tuesday for the week of August the 18th, 2015. Today we're going to talk about the true meanings of a relationship and how to deal with the drama. Yeah, some very interesting things we're going to talk about here on the show today. So sit back and enjoy, because you are checking out Blog It Up Tuesday. And, well, let's get started here. Alright, let me go ahead and get these big bad boys off. And let's go ahead and not waste any time and get into today's blog. Alright, so we know that for those of us who've ever been in relationships before, we all know that there's always drama. Yeah, you're probably saying amen right now. You're probably saying, oh yeah, boy, you tell it, boy. I haven't even gotten to it yet. And my phone is going off during this blog. That's what tells you anything can happen. Anyways, okay, so we all know that from time to time there can be drama within a relationship. Sometimes you think you find that very special someone, and you think they're the one for you, and you kind of learn from the experiences. Let me tell you something. I've been in many relationships myself over the years. Listen, I'm going to be 40 next year, or within the next couple of months, actually. Time flies. I got to deal with a lot of ups and downs in relationships. You know, I thought I knew what love was in my early 20s. You know, I had my fun of playing around and just, you know, not being too serious with relationships. And then when I got into my later 20s, you know, I finally thought I found someone that I wanted to settle down with and actually be with. And then things happened and we went our separate ways. And then many years later, went on to meet someone that I thought could possibly be the one. And then there was issues. There was issues because, first of all, you meet someone who will tell you what you want to hear. You will meet someone who will feed you things and make you think that they truly care for you, that they're there for you, and all this other nonsense or whatever. I learned my lesson. I learned from my mistakes. And I got to realize and learn within the relationship of where the lies, the deceit, and where love, lust, lies come into a relationship, and how it can affect. You know, I mentioned to you that you know, we all think we fall in love. We all thought we or think we know what true love is. And honestly, anyone out there who sits there and says, and I'm not being judgmental towards anyone. Everybody has their own ways of feeling what, you know, what love is, and they have their own meanings of what love is. But I honestly can say that maybe I didn't truly learn about the true meaning of love into my mid-30s. You know, I went through my 20s, you know, playing around and messing around and doing all that crazy nonsense. And then I thought at one point, I thought I was learning what love was. When I realized that what I thought was love wasn't love. It was just lust in general. Like, I cared for someone, but I wasn't truly in love with them. And I guess I can say, honestly, that I learned about love. You know, like I said, in my late 30s. And I had a hard... I felt pretty hard. Okay? Yeah, everybody who knows me knows I'm a very, very honest person. And I'll tell you just like this, I felt really, really hard. And I thought I came to a point where I was done with relationships. Yes, I was cheated on. And, you know, I'm not going to hold no grudge or no hate toward women because that's just not who I am. I'm not going to degrade people. I take it as a learning experience, and you take that knowledge of what you went through and you take it on to the next relationship. I think I faced a rough battle. I mean, I think I fell so hard, not because of being cheated on, because of the situation of my child. Do I have hate for the person who cheated on me? I don't hate them, nor do I care to talk to them. You know, I can care less. But I think what most affected me as a person was my child. Having my child taken away and not being able to see him. But I think I think the feelings, once you give somebody so many years in a relationship, you know, feelings change, and that's okay. But I think everybody has that intuition to know if something is going on, you know, quote unquote, such as cheating or the lies or whatever have you. And I happen to personally get that intuition of knowing something was going on. Like, my gut told me, listen, something's going on. I need to take a step back. And that's what I did. I took a step back and I started to realize some of the things, such as going from, you know, having a great relationship to what I thought was a great relationship, to constantly arguing, to constantly going out very, very late at night saying you're going out with your friends, to just things were adding up. Like, the conversations you would have just wasn't making sense. Overall, the experience at the end, my emotions, the way I cared for the person, I just totally start to push away. Because my intuition told me that I was being cheated on. So, I got curious, and I asked. And behold, my intuition was true. Just one of those nights where the girl said she was going to go out and spend some time with her girls. I've never been one to hold anyone back from anything, to doing what they want to do. I've always been trusting. I've always just been, hey, you know what, you want to go out? Have fun, go. But my intuition told me this time that something was just not right. Went out with the girls and met someone else. Walked away from that relationship. And then what got me the most is where that person came to me later and said, hey, even if we're not together anymore, do you think we can still have sex together? And I said, hell to the no. Then came to the point of where, well, if you're not going to have sex with me and you're not going to give me what I want, I'm not going to give you what you want. And what that meant was, if you're not going to sleep with me, I'm not going to let you see your son, be a part of your son's life. That's just some drama that many people out there may be dealing with. moving on. I've learned over the years that drama can come in many forms. Not being in just, holding grudges or giving you not giving you ultimatums, but giving you one choice and one choice only. I've learned over the years that not to involve anyone in your personal business, your personal relationship, because when you do that, and I think from time to time, I think there's certain things that should be said, and there's just certain things that should not be said, just out of respect. And I think I've grown in my 30s quite a bit. It's made me a lot of a stronger person, and I think that it made me understand myself, find the person that I truly am. So I took some time, and I thought I had lost myself and who I was. And I didn't understand why certain things were happening, because I was always such a great guy. I was always very outgoing, joking around. I would be one of those people out there who would do anything for anyone. I was getting to a point to where, like, I was in my very early 20s where I was enjoying my life, and I wanted to go get back into the partying. And I just wanted to talk to whoever I wanted to talk to, and I didn't want to have to worry about none of the nonsense. That was in my mind frame. That's where I thought I wanted to be again. It's just to go enjoy myself, not to have to worry about girls or worry about, being settled down in a relationship with anyone. And I said to myself, I'm done with relationships. I'm just done with trying to give myself to someone who doesn't appreciate the person that I am, what I have to offer. And I was ready to give up. I was ready to give up on just everything. And I started to take some time away from myself. And I remember, and this is just me being honest with you, because I'm a very honest person. I remember me going on to a dating website, to Plenty of Fish. And I remember something told me, just go ahead and create a profile. You know what? I don't care. I just want to go out and I just want to enjoy myself. Just make friends, and whatever happens, happens. No big deal. So I went out and I created a dating profile. And when I did this, I went up and I just said, my main focus was just making friends. And if something happened, it happened. I wasn't looking for nothing serious. And then one day, it's a funny story. I got tons of responses to my profile. Some crazy things that I never thought I would see on a dating website. But I was curious, and I wrote to this young lady. And when I wrote to her, joking around her, I said, hey, whatever, how are you doing, whatever, and I checked her profile, and then she wrote me back. I wasn't run to really, write to anyone. I don't know, I was just very, very picky on who I wrote back to, or replied to, on that website. But I remember she wrote back, and she was like, hey, don't I know you? And I'm just like, you look familiar? I couldn't really place your face? She was under some other name that she had used. And I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But it was something, was like Jasmine something. I can't remember. Anyways, so make a long story short, she was on the website. She replied back to me. She was like, "Hey, I think I know you from somewhere." And then when she replied to me, she was like, "Well, do you know so and such and such and blah 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 blah?" And I was like, no." And she was like, "Oh, you look like so and so. Like, I know you. You have to like be him." And I'm just like, no. So then when I got to look at her profile more in depth, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't I used to work with you? And she was like, where do you know me from? And I said, well, we worked in the early days in retail. And she replied back to me. She was like, yeah, I used to work there. And then we started to just throw names around, and come to find out, we hung out with each other like 9 years ago, 10 years ago, when I first moved to Florida. We knew of each other. We hung out a couple of times, and come to find out, when I first moved to Florida, I kind of liked her. But she really didn't know that, but I made it known to her at the time. I said, hey, I came straight out and said, I kind of used to like you, but I never really said nothing because I thought your attitude just stunk. And she laughed at me. She was like, well, why didn't you ever say anything? I said, because I didn't think I was your type. And she said, well, how do you know what my type is? She says, I think you're very, very cute. And maybe I was a different person back then. Maybe I wasn't ready for a relationship, but she's like, I would be attracted to you. And so anyways, a long story short, I don't know, I keep saying long story short, but I keep talking. Anyways, so she said to me about hanging out and whatever. And I said, sure, I don't mind hanging out. Anyways, so we hung out and we hit it off. And it was honestly, truthfully, I'll put my hand, I wasn't planning on anything coming out of hanging out with her or anything like that, but 2 years, it's going to be 2 years since we hung out, and she's going to be my wife. She will be my wife. She became my fiance 4 months ago. And she's probably the most amazing, most beautiful woman that I could ever imagine myself with. I think her coming into my life at the time that she did made me realize just on not giving up hope on a relationship. We were similar in ways, but we were also different in many ways. But the most important thing I realized was I was actually having fun again. I was actually having fun in a relationship. Like, I actually wanted to spend time with her. And we started to go out and do all these great, wonderful things, and we just became closer and closer and closer with one another, and then we kind of we fell in love with each other. And I don't mean just like throwing the word around, because love is something you just don't say to someone. I mean, love is very, very hard to come around, and there's this generation, people don't know the true meaning of love. And what love means to me is someone who is your best friend, who's your lover, who's pretty much your everything. Someone who would go out of her way for you, and you would do the same for her. It's about trust. It's about honesty. It's about being loyal. Most importantly, it's about having fun. It's about confiding in each other and talking about things. And trust me, I could be difficult sometimes, and I'll be honest with that. I could be difficult from time to time, and sometimes I just don't like to talk at that time, but I think just when you feel like you guys can give up anything in your lives to make the other person happy, like, and this is just me being for real, like, I would give my life to make sure, if it was to help my future wife, help her live and survive. It was the last day of, if she needed a transplant, or she needed something to help her live, but I would have to give something up to help her health-wise, I would give it to her. Because that's just how much she has grown, and like has become a very important part in my life. And people don't realize that that love is just not something you throw around, because you can definitely hurt somebody's feelings. To find the true meaning of love is loving yourself first. Having that passion, the strive to want and to give everything that you could give in a relationship to make each other happy. It's not about making me happy. It's not about making her happy. It's not about going out and buying gifts and all this great stuff. Yeah, you know what? Those are little perks here and there, but that's not what it's about. It's about giving your everything. Giving your everything to somebody who deserves your everything. And I think I've realized that, even though I like to joke around and I'm all about shooting videos and, being on the phone and doing all these videos in the car and all this other nonsense that you guys really, really enjoy. You guys can say, oh, you guys are social media famous and all this other stuff. Because, we love you guys for that. We love the fact that you guys enjoy what we do when we do our videos together, her and I. But, it's just sometimes we like to kind of keep our life private. And, there's sometimes where I'll pull out the camera and she'll say, babe, not today. And I'm just like, come on, babe. I really want to do a video or whatever. She's just like, no, babe, no, seriously, not today. So, I respect that. And I think that's why you haven't seen a lot more videos from us. Because, there's time to have fun, and there's just time to kind of just take that step back and just have us time. Not to say that I won't be coming back with those videos, because I will. I think most importantly is to build something special between one another. You need to kind of keep a level head. I don't think you go out there and you need to tell your friends or certain family members, oh, you know what, oh my God, we had sex and it was just, oh man, it was just so good, or oh man, we got it in, we had a quickie real quick in the car, and damn, I just wish we could have did this or we did that or whatever. I just think that things are personal. You don't hear me talk about my current sex life on the radio. You don't hear me talk about it in blogs. You don't hear me talk about none of that stuff, because it's just nobody's business. Yeah, from time to time I share my stories from my past, but I don't give away names. I don't give you the full details. I just give you just enough to say, hey, you know what, I can relate to that. But you know what? You kind of got to also respect the others that were part of that situation too, because I just don't think it's not for everyone. And it's just nobody's business. So getting to the point of, in your relationship, guys, if you want a relationship to work, you need to be respectful. You gotta be respectful, man, because if you're gonna go out there telling your business, you're gonna start, your friends or your family are gonna start spreading rumors, and all of a sudden it's gonna circulate, and then there's gonna be drama in a relationship, and then you're gonna have nothing but freaking arguing. It's just, you don't want that, man. That's one of the true things that kills a relationship. And I've gotten to the point in my past where, friends wanted to get in our business, and, parents wanted to get in the business, and it's just like, no. I'm not going to have that. You got to draw the line, man, and sometimes you got to tell your friends or whoever else is trying to get in the business, say, listen, this is my private life, I love you as a friend, and I love you as a family member, whatever it is, whoever's trying to get in the business, and just say, hey, I got to cut the ties. My relationship is my relationship. I don't want to sit there and talk to you about my sex practices and what we do and all this nonsense, because that's just not respectful to a relationship. So to those who are listening to this very special Blog It Up Tuesday, don't commit yourself to someone if you're not fully committed to yourself. What I'm trying to say is, if you're not fully committed to yourself, you can't really fully commit to trying to be in a relationship and trying to make someone else happy. Because the last thing you want to do is hurt someone's feelings, break someone's heart. And trust me, it sucks to break someone's heart. I know, because in my days of the partying and all that stuff, I didn't care. I wanted to enjoy myself. I wasn't a prick or nothing like that, but, I just wanted to have fun, and I try to make myself clear to people. And I remember there was one moment where I made that myself clear. I said, listen, I'm just looking to have fun, and whatever happens, happens, but I'm not looking for a relationship. And after we did what we did, you guys can use your own imagination, but she started to fall for me and stuff, and I was just like, I kind of had to really cut myself off totally. And that's maybe dickish to some of you guys, and that's understandable. But I was very, very young. I was just getting out of high school, and I was just having fun. I'm a totally different person now, and I think differently. I think I think differently because of my experience, and I don't think everyone should be judged on their past. I think people can change, because I know I have, and I think I've changed to be to a much better person. Not that I was really ever a bad person, but I think my lifestyle it's just pretty much changed, more focused, and now you have me here sharing my stuff for my radio program, and doing these blogs, and then I just love entertaining you guys, and that's what it's all about. So the overall matter of this blog is, don't commit yourself to a relationship if your mindset, your heart, is not fully into it. Don't speak words if those words don't have true meaning behind it. Don't tell someone you want a relationship just to get in their pants. Don't tell someone you love them just so you can get in their pants. Because when the time comes, or if it ever comes, to to where you're finally actually really serious and you want to settle down, another person is going to come along and you're going to fall for them, and they're not going to be serious about you, and then they're going to hurt your feelings, and then these guys and whatever are going to be out there and they're going to start calling these women names. So commit to yourself first before you decide to commit to a relationship or to someone that is willing to give their all, but you're not willing to give yours. Just something for you guys to take along with you. With that being said, guys, I thank you guys so much for everything. And if you guys enjoy our blog, please take the time to hit that like, subscribe button right here on YouTube. And most importantly, please take the time to spread the love. And I think, and I don't mean to ramble, but I think that this may be helpful to some people. Maybe some people will understand it, some of you guys won't. That's fine. But love yourself before you love anyone else. Don't commit to someone if you're not ready to commit to yourself. Alright guys, if you hit the like, subscribe, you like what we had to say, please feel free to leave the comments down below. Till next time, I'm your host, DJ Friction, and I'll see you on the other side. For more information, check out our official website, www.102dlgradioorlando.com. Spread the love, you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out, y'all.